Cloud Delivery Strategy Testing Standardization team. In this demo, we'll talk about how to set up GT API. Any IDE can be used that supports Cucumber and Gradle. Our recommended IDE is IntelliJ IDEA Community or Ultimate Edition 2019 or higher. Now let me show you how you can use IntelliJ to import GT API framework and use it to create and maintain tests. So I've just started IntelliJ IDEA here, and let me show you how to import the project. I click open, and then I'll navigate to the root directory that contains GT API framework. In this case, it exists under this folder. All I have to do is select build.gradle file in the root folder and click OK. And select open as project. It automatically imports all dependencies. Now, before you start using IntelliJ, just make sure you have appropriate plugins enabled. So, for the best experience, we recommend using Cucumber and Gherkin plugins for authoring and maintaining tests using this framework. So, make sure Cucumber for Java and Gherkin plugins are installed and enabled. If you don't have, you can see in the status bar for a brief time that it has imported all the Gradle dependencies, whatever that's necessary. Now let me collapse this. And now let me focus on the project structures. So when you import the project, and if all the dependencies have been properly imported, you can see two highlighted modules, claim solutions and policy solutions. So use claim solution for scenarios where the focus scope of the test is limited to claim center, and use policy solutions test module for tests where the scope is limited to policy center. So if you're testing other guided applications, or if the test or scope of the test span more than one application, I recommend creating a custom module similar to the out-of-the-box module structure and create your own test. Now let me show you how you can run the test from IDE. Before I do that, let me tell you that this installation also has shootpath content installed. The base framework doesn't come with reference tests. That's why guideware is providing shootpath content that provides coverage for designated functions for policy center and claim center. These tests provide guidance on the approach and pattern compliant with the guideware cloud testing standard, and will jumpstart the GT API implementation for customers. So you would find this test, once installed, you would find this test under shootpath directory, and then you would see the test, the target designated functions, in this case for claim center, under behavior folder. So let me pick one of the feature files and run the scenario. Before I run the scenario, we need to have the claim center up and running. And the claim center server should start in CA test environment. So now let me show you the claim center studio, how to start the claim center in CA test environment. So if you go to edit configurations menu, you would find out-of-the-box server configuration. Typically, what I do to start the server in CA test environment, I clone the server configuration and rename it as API test and add a couple of VM arguments. In this case, the first VM argument is making sure the time zone user time zone is UTC to avoid any issues with time zone. And second argument, which is the key argument, is specifying the environment in CA test environment. This is necessary because certain test APIs called test support API are only available in this environment, and they are needed to create test data before you run the test. So save the configuration and start the server with this configuration. Here I already have server up and running with the configuration that we just talked about. So now let me jump back into the GT API. Now I have server up and running. All I have to do is right click on the scenario and run scenario. So now it displays a console window where you can see the execution of the test. I can see the test is successful. So you can run a scenario or a feature file or a suite from IDE. You can also run the test suite outside IDE from command line using Gradle command, which helps you to automate the test written on GT API framework as part of the cloud build. That concludes the demo on GT API. Thanks for listening.